Hello, my name is Eddie Wright. I would like to speak to you about a topic that is near and dear to my heart. The religious nuns, brothers, and priests that have served us all throughout our lives. I grew up in a small Franciscan mission parish, St. Joseph's in Bastrop, Louisiana. Our school was so small that first, second, and third grades shared the same room and the same teacher, Sister Mary Ruth. Had it not been for Sister Ruth, I may never have learned to read, because in 1958, very few people knew what dyslexia was, and I'm dyslexic. Still can't tell my right from my left. Sister Ruth taught me to read and instilled in me a love for the written word. Sister Mary Adelphine taught me to serve at Mass and fostered in me a deep love for the liturgies of our church. Father Pat helped me through my first crisis in faith when I was told by a Protestant friend that I wasn't going to heaven because I was Catholic. Brother Clancy taught me that I could live a gospel life as a mechanic. Sister Mary Thomas taught me to stretch myself and step out of my comfort zone to serve God and His creation. All of these holy people and many more like them have loved and guided me throughout my life. Even if you don't feel that you've been directly influenced by a religious community, you have. The hospital system in our country was largely started by different Catholic religious communities. Our Lady of the Lake in Baton Rouge, for instance, was founded by the Franciscan missionaries of Our Lady. Most of the priests in our diocese were educated by the Benedictines at St. Joseph Seminary College near St. Benedict, Louisiana, which was named for the Benedictines at St. Joseph's Abbey. The Jesuits run Manresa Retreat House, which has served South Louisiana since 1931. I could go on, but the point is, if you live in South Louisiana, your life has been touched by one or more religious communities, and you are the better for it. Like many Americans, religious communities face the monumental challenge of funding elder care. Currently, the annual average cost for care for women and men religious past the age of 70 is nearly $47,000 per person. Skilled care is about $72,000. The total cost of care for senior women and men religious in the United States has exceeded $1 billion. That's billion with a B annually for each of the past 12 years. The retirement funding crisis can be attributed to three primary factors: insufficient retirement savings, rising health costs, and declining income. Traditionally, men and women religious worked for small stipends that furnished only the basics for daily living and did not include retirement benefits. These stipends were invested in ministry by building hospitals, schools, and caring for the poor, and in education for members engaged in ministry. As a result, a majority of religious communities now lack adequate funding for retirement. At the same time, the cost of care continues to increase while the number of religious able to serve in compensated ministry decreases. Today, 72% of the religious communities in the United States have a median age of 70 or older. Religious past the age of 70 outnumber those under age 70 by nearly 4 to 1. In the United States today, close to 30,000 Catholic sisters, brothers, and religious order priests past the age of 70 benefit from the Retirement Fund for Religious. Donations to this fund furnish funding for financial, educational, and consultative support that helps religious communities care for their senior members and plan for long-term retirement needs. Since 1988, when the first appeal for the Retirement Fund for Religious was conducted, over $700 million in financial support has been distributed to religious communities in the United States. Less than 5% of the funds collected are used on administrative expenses. 95% of the funds are used for direct aid to elder religious. These people have dedicated their lives to caring for us. And I think it is time we return the favor. First and foremost, by keeping these wonderfully generous people in our prayers. And secondly, by sharing our finances. I know that many of you have been hard hit this year by storm damage and work interruptions caused by COVID-19. And many of you have stretched your finances to help family and friends in financial straits. All that I ask is that you remember how the lives of these elderly religious women and men have blessed yours, and do the best you can to help care for them as they have so generously cared for us. Thank you for helping these wonderful servants of God with your generous prayers and financial support. Thank you for listening to me, and God bless you.